What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Tuesday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup, where as always, I'm going to do my best to give you the very latest news surrounding Liverpool Football Club with a view to the summer transfer window and, of course, the contract of Virgil van Dijk and co. In this video, I'm going to tell you why Liverpool have Julian Alvarez at the top of their transfer targets this summer, but a bit of a caveat, he may not be available. There is also a link to another striker, and I'm going to be speaking about Liam Delap over the course of this video, as well as giving you the latest on Virgil van Dijk's future, whether that will be at Anfield or abroad. That and lots more to come over the next few minutes, but you know the score. We want to know your thoughts, so let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And most importantly, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. Reminder as well that tonight will be our last live stream for a week. So I hope you guys can come along and join us. I'd love to head off on holidays with a bang and have a fun stream with you guys tonight. So if you can drop in, we'll be live from 8:45. If I don't see you tonight, then I will see you in a week's time. Right, let's talk about Julian Alvarez. So Alvarez, Xavi Simons and Bastoni are apparently all on our list according to Facajes. But there's a bit of a problem with this. Firstly, Xavi Simons isn't good enough and the price tag's going to be insane. Bastoni, I think most Liverpool fans would be very happy with if he was an option defensively. And Julian Alvarez is no surprise to hear that he's been linked to Liverpool. But there has been, well, some talk from Madrid's sporting director that looks like he can rule out that one. So let me read this out to you. Atletico Madrid sporting director Carlos Pacero has said, the talk about Liverpool submitting an official offer to sign our player Julian Alvarez is incorrect. Alvarez is a key and important player in our project and we have no intention of letting him go. That's not what we want to be hearing as Liverpool fans, is it? Now, ATLETI do have an interest in signing one of our players, namely Darwin Nunez, and I'll move on to talk about him in a minute. But I did promise you we're going to talk a little bit about Delap, and Team Talk have said Liverpool view Liam Delap as a viable alternative to Arne Slot's striking conundrum. They go on to say that we've made contact with him and look to establish what his future plans are with a £40 million offer maybe in the works, and it also says that he ticks all the boxes for Liverpool Football Club. Look, I wouldn't mind the idea of Delap one bit, but not as the main guy. If Liverpool are going to refresh their forward line and Liam Delap is one of those options, okay. But I do want an Isak or an Alvarez or a Sesko or a Cunha or somebody else a bit more stardom. With a bit more stardom, I should say. Nothing against Liam Delap, and I wouldn't be against him coming to the club. But having had this conversation with many Liverpool fans over the course of multiple streams and conducting poll after poll, it does seem like as a secondary option, Liam Delap is somebody that Liverpool fans, at least in my community, would be happy for. But if he was the main option, well, there would be some questions. And understandably so, because let's be honest about it, that would be a risk. Yes, he's doing well with Ipswich, but it's a huge step up to come and play for a club that would, well, want to be defending the Premier League title, want to be making a proper run at the Champions League next year. Is Liam Delap that guy? I guess time may tell. So let's talk about Virgil van Dijk, and his national team manager Ronald Koeman has been speaking, and this is what he's had to say. Whether he signs with Liverpool or another big club, that's all good for me. We'll see what happens, and what I understand from Virgil is that he is still looking for the level that he is at now. Now, I'm going to go on to speak about Julian Alvarez, who is a very, very credible and very, very good French journalist who works on TNT Sport on times and many others, but is also a big Paris fan. And this is what he's had to say about the links with Virgil van Dijk and Paris Saint-Germain. And I hope that this gives us some optimism after last night's Anfield Watch story. So Julian Alvarez says there is nothing between PSG and Virgil van Dijk. No talks, no negotiation, no 100 million signing on fee, nothing, no offer. Virgil had a chat with Luis Campos and Nasser Al-Khelaifi after the Champions League second leg, and it wasn't about his future, it was about the two games that they played. Now, I wouldn't expect Julian Alvarez to tell us if it was true, but that is a very, very firm denial of any conversation about Van Dijk going to Paris Saint-Germain, which is very much at odds with Sam Maguire's story last night, suggesting that there was, well, an offer that would have seen Virgil make about €760,000 per week or something astronomical like that at Paris Saint-Germain. So let me know your thoughts on that one, ladies and gentlemen. One more player that I wanted to speak about, though, is a guy that we've just missed out on, and that is a guy by the name of Dario Isugo. Now, Chelsea have agreed a deal to sign him from Sporting, but this is a very interesting piece of news here. So it said Liverpool and Chelsea both entered the race to sign him. Liverpool offered him €50,000 per week and were prepared to sign him on a 5-year contract. But then Chelsea came in, which is described as an insane offer on the table, giving him a 6-year contract and £100,000 a week. Understandably, the Portuguese star could not refuse those terms and has thus agreed a move to Chelsea. So once again, it seems like we had a player that we wanted. Liverpool had a budget, but that budget was nowhere near what other clubs are willing to pay. And this, my friends, in a nutshell, is why I and many other Liverpool fans are worried about this summer's window. When you've got clubs like Chelsea out there splashing the cash around, willing to double the wages. Now, Chelsea are a club who've already spent over £1 billion in the last few years, and they're still able to spend money and unearth the availability to spend money. So Liverpool had looked at this guy and decided that he was one we wanted, but we couldn't pay what it took. We couldn't pay the same as Chelsea, and we've lost out on another player. And this would have been a lower end player, somebody who Chelsea signed for €22 million fee. So we're not talking about a player coming in for £100 million and getting 100 grand a week. We're talking about a player that, well, we couldn't match Chelsea's offer, and that's worrying because this is the very start of the transfer window, and if we're already nickel and diming and not able to match competitors for this type of player, how on earth are we going to convince the likes of Isak or Julian Alvarez or other top players to come into Liverpool Football Club? It's why so many of us are anxious about what happens with the contracts of Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah, and of course Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, we're going to cover all of this in far more detail tonight on the Late Night Agenda, and we're going to be giving you the number that's been put out there that Liverpool should have available to them this summer. Whether or not we see this number spent or not is something completely different, but we have an idea to cover that one as well. Over the course of the summer transfer window, we're going to be running the net spendometer. Yeah, you heard me right, the net spendometer, where we can see how much money that John W. Henry and FSG have actually put into the club, taking into account sales and whatnot as well. And then we'll see what that number looks like at the end of the summer. And if it's anywhere near the big number that we're going to be mentioning tonight's Late Night Agenda. So just to recap, Virgil van Dijk, according to Julian Alvarez, no conversation with PSG, no offer of a contract. Julian Alvarez is not for sale, according to Atletico Madrid. But Darwin Nunez, well, we have to talk about Darwin because it looks like there's going to be an offer going in for Darwin Nunez, and that offer is going to be about 35 to 40 million euro from Atletico Madrid to try and sign him. Now, I want to know, do you think that's enough? 35 or 40 million euro for Darwin Nunez? I would suggest Liverpool will be looking for at least 10 or 15 million higher than that. But maybe this is just an opening offer from Darwin or from Atleti for Darwin Nunez. I don't think that number gets it done. As we've seen in the summer, or in the winter window, Liverpool were offered about 60 million. So let's wait and see what happens. So now it's over to you guys. Let me know your thoughts on the Virgil van Dijk situation, the Alvarez situation. Would you accept 35 or 40 million euro for Darwin Nunez? We'll go through it all tonight in more detail at 8:45. Can't wait to see you guys one more time before I head off on holidays. And we'll talk soon. Much love. Bye-bye.